Military members of Reddit, what's one thing you wish that you knew before joining? That recruiters' jobs are basically to funnel people into specific jobs that maybe they are down in numbers on. So that amazing job and skill set that you are a perfect fit for with your test scores is likely just Johnny Recruiter meeting his numbers. Wait until October 1st at least to join. Don't join in September. Why? Fiscal year starts 10/1, which is also generally when all the good jobs become available. And then get your most job put in fluffing writing in the contract. Your recruiter is there to put asses in seats for whatever branch. He's your female doggy, not the other way around. If you want something, have it put in writing. He doesn't necessarily give two garbages about you, some do, most will straight fluff you to make a quota. So don't trust the motherfluffer, and don't join in September when all the good garbage is gone. Unless you really want to join the infantry. And take it from a former infantryman, you don't. Go push paper or turn wrenches or whatever, you'll be happier and have real experience when you get back to the real world. It's an inhuman machine that doesn't care about you. This isn't inherently a bad thing, it just is. But what it means is that you need to look out for your own interests, the military will not. Any attempt to guilt you out of looking out for your own interests is misguided at best and predatory at worst. The "we're all brothers in arms" screed applies to the very, very few individuals whom you trust with your life. Everyone else is part of the machine. Look out for them too as part of being a decent adult, but put your own oxygen mask on, first. For broader advice for those joining, save your fluffing money. Literally all of your income is disposable, your shelter, utilities, food, gym, medical, and dental are covered. This is the one time in your life when you can easily save more than half your income and still have enough to party your butt off. You can very easily save up a down payment on a house while you're in that, a valuable job skill, and the GI Bill can set you up extremely well for success in the civilian world. Alternatively, you can get a brand new Mustang at 19% April from the local dealership and throw the remainder of your paycheck at strippers. Same thing, I guess. Go to medical when things hurt. Not change your socks. Not ignore it. Tell them it's an 8+ out of 10 on the pain scale or they won't document it. Then when you get out, you can have a valid history and have accountability, versus the VA disregarding your injuries as service-related and telling you to pound sand. That you have to go through reception everywhere you go. It is the most boring garbage I've ever had to do. The recruitment process is a negotiation, and it represents the last time that you'll have all the power in your relationship with the military. I joined and went into a high-demand MOS at the height of the War on Terror. Most people in my training platoon had received bonuses in the tens of thousands of dollars, and some of them picked otherwise hard-to-get follow-on training, such as airborne school if you are not in combat arms, or even selected all but impossible to get first duty stations. I, meanwhile, received a sandwich, because I wasn't aware of the power dynamic. On a less serious note, some portion of the people who join will do so because they have heard that women love a man in uniform. The more important axiom to remember is that the love for a man in uniform is inversely proportional to their proximity to a military base. This axiom is well earned and constantly reinforced. Research everything and not rely solely on what my recruiter told me. You will see so many genitals. And #X200B, between basic training, deployments, and pecker-checker detail, watching individuals pee into a cup for their drug tests, I've seen at least 200 slongs in the 12 years I've been in. That it isn't an exception to other government organizations. Minimal budget with maximum paperwork hurdles. Somehow planes and missiles and bombs get bought daily and often recklessly, but you want a paperclip, you'll have to cry your eyes out only to hear that the allotted budget for office supplies has run out. In May. That there are some pretty decent people, but a huge amount of idiots and pieces of garbage you have to be around all the time. That the day-to-day work is a lot less full metal jacket and a lot more office space. Have a plan for getting out from the moment you go in. I see so many people who hate their jobs stay in for 20 years because they have no other plans. Have an exit plan ready when you go in, and work towards it. You can have a degree done in 4 years of service, or nothing. The worst part of your early military service is not basic training. It's MEPS. MEPS is a domain of the darned and full of the biggest butts in uniform. You will face a battery of exhausting tests and paperwork, and when you are the most tired, they will try to push into some or other career field that is undermanned. Do not make a decision based on what they tell you. They are not your friend, and don't give the slightest garbage, they just have boxes to fill. Pick the job you want. They might tell you, well, no openings there. Might take a while. This is often a total lie. Call them on it. Walk out the door. Wait if you have to. It's way better to wait a few months than to have a job you hate and are stuck with for years. Great advice my recruiter gave me. Believe it or not, at MEPS, the correct answer to most questions is no. Ever had a speeding ticket? No. If you say yes to these questions, you still get in. It just often means more delays and paperwork. At basic training, never volunteer for anything, ever. Be as invisible as possible. You don't want your DT to know your name or anything about you as long as possible. Almost nothing that happens at basic training, apart from learning basic stuff, matters for your career. Nobody cares about honors. You will probably never see any of those people again. It's a very short amount of time, really. Don't get invested, don't get upset at the idiots in your group. Remember, it'll be over soon. Knuckle down and do what you have to get by. From my brother, IRR, individual ready reserve. Basically, if you sign up for 6 years, you're not out after 6 years. For 2 years after you think you're out, they can reactivate you. Then those 2 years start over. Imagine putting in 6 years, thinking you're out, it's been 20 months, you got a job, a house, had a kid, and you get a call, time to deploy for 6 months. No, you can't refuse, you'll be considered AWOL, lose your benefits, and possibly face court-martial. Be aware of the full commitment you are making. Recruiters will lie to you. If you want a specific job, do not sign the contract until your recruiter gets that job for you. I wanted a cyber job in the Air Force, and my recruiter told me to go in open electrical and hope I get cyber because it would be too long of a wait to be guaranteed that job. I ended up with a job I hated instead. The military will take whatever it wants from you, so make sure you get all you possibly can from it. Run, do push-ups, and do sit-ups, even if you're going into the Air Force. Don't take the yelling at basic training personally. Even when they single you out, it's not personal. Though we had one swab who was absolute garbage and we did everything in our power to make him quit. He was eventually kicked out a few months after basic. For the Army, promotion points. These are extremely important if you want to have an enlisted career in the Army. If you want a career in the Army and you don't read this wall of text, then you're a moron and you can spend your Army career changing headlight fluid and filling out ID-10T forms. If you just want to join, get the training and fluff off after your initial 3 to 5 years, you can ignore all of this. What are promotion points? Well, no garbage, it's like a video game. To go from rank E4 to rank E5, the first major hurdle in an enlisted career, you have to earn enough promotion points to be considered for the next rank. You literally have to earn XP to level up. This is not a joke. This is your United States Army's system of promotion. Leveling up like a video game. You earn these experience points by completing military classes, civilian college education, scoring high on the rifle range, scoring points on your physical fitness test, receiving a passing score on a promotion board. And absolutely no goddamn points whatsoever for proving that you can do your military occupational specialty, your job. There's no job-related test that shows you're proficient in your military job that earns you promotion points. Which is hugely ironic considering that your promotion points are based on your job. Think of your job as a class in a role-playing game. Let's say there are paladins and wizards, but the Army has too many wizards and not enough paladins in high-ranking positions. What they will do is set the promotion points, XP, higher or lower to promote people slower or faster in that job. So, in this case, they would set paladin promotion points to, say, 350, which you can earn with half your brain tied behind your back while trying to lick your elbow and bite your right ear off at the same time. Then they'll set wizard promotion points to 798, which is almost impossible to earn without being the most perfect soldier possible in the history of soldiers. Or having your S1, Army Human Resources, lie their asses off for you because some officer likes you and wants to bypass you through the system without earning it. Essentially, he modifies the config file and sets your character to God mode. Lucky you, motherfluffer. So now that you know this, you need to pick your most carefully. You need to not just pick a job that sounds cool, you also need to research the promotion points for that job and make sure that you'll get the rank you want on time. But duct tape, where do I find this? Here, for the month of July, the top of the list you will see in MOS under the MOS column that says 11B. 11B, also known as 11 Bang Bang, is the MOS code for infantry. If you look just to the right of that, you will see that the primary zone PZ promotion points for 11Bs this month is a mere 121 promotion points, and the secondary zone SZ is also only 121 points. You can literally be retarded, in the real sense of the word, and come up with a measly 121 promotion points. Now if you continue to read to the right, you will see that 337 people this month in the infantry are eligible to be promoted to sergeant, and if you look right again, you will see that all 337 of them are projected to get promoted. So literally every single infantryman E4 who is eligible to make E5 this month is getting promoted on time. Now scroll down the PDF file to the MOS code 14 grams, which is Air Defense Battle Management. Yes, air defense is an army job too. Notice that the promotion points for both the PZ and SZ are at 798. Keep looking right and you'll see that 28 plus 5 EFAs are eligible to be promoted to SGT this month. Look right again and you will see that 0 of them will be promoted this month because none of them have earned 798 promotion points. Now what you want to do is take your list of MOSes that you think you'd like to go into and research the past 2 to 3 years of history and see how long the promotion points have been at their current level. If it's pretty steadily at a low level, say under 300, then you'll probably get promoted when your time comes. Probably, because there's no telling when points will change drastically either way. If you pick one of these jobs, that has had high promotion points for years, then your career will end at E4, which is a garbage tea place to end your military career.